All right, so we're going to continue looking at linear versus arithmetic sequence. This time we're going to look at graphs. Okay, so I'm going to do number 6. You're going to do number 5. Just a quick reminder, this is the same columns as the page before. So this says discrete, continuous, and we're writing the function or explicit form here. And then here we're writing the converted version. So I'm going to do number 6. So I'm looking at this right now. I can see that it is discrete from the graph. Why? Because it does not connect. So if it doesn't connect, it is discrete because it means that you cannot have fractions, the things in between. You can only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, nothing in between. All right, so for this one, I'm going to say that it is discrete. Why? Because the dots don't connect. Or you can say because I can't have fractions. Anything like that is fine. Now, here's the thing, actually. This could be a sequence, but it could also be a linear function because, remember, a linear function can either be continuous or discrete. So it really doesn't matter what I start off with here. Starting right here, all right, so I'm going to start with the linear function. So that means I need to put in these points so that I can get a function. So I'm not going to use this because you're not going to guess. So you're going to use the points they give you, which is 2, 1, 5, 2. So that works. And I only need 2 points. So I'm not going to even put in all the points. I'm just putting in 2 points. Then I come here. I go again, y1, squiggly line, mx1 plus b. If I'm going too fast, please go and rewatch the video from how to write a linear equation from a table. All right, so here is my slope. Here is my y-intercept. Oh my gosh, they are fractions. What do I do? So you're going to start with 0.33 repeating. So what you do is you do the 0.33 repeating, hit the fraction. That looks crazy. So what you do is come right to the end. You hit 3, it's going to disappear. You just keep doing it as fast as you can. It's going to come back. They're the same fraction, so it's the same thing. So 1/3 for that one, and also 1/3 for this one. All right, so again, just making sure that everything lines up once again. So I'm going to zoom fit my 2 dots. So there are my 2 dots. All right, when I click this line, it goes through my 2 dots. When I click this line, it goes through my line and my 2 dots. So this is correct. This is my linear function. So we're going to go ahead and write that down. And again, we're writing in function notation, not in 8th grade. There's no situation here, so I'm actually going to use f of x. All right, but again, anything is okay because it doesn't tell you what you have to use. So f of x is equal to 1/3x plus 1/3. That is my function for that. So now I'm going to go to, okay, so since I wrote my function, let me write explicit here again. All right, I'm going to transform that to my explicit form. All right, here's my explicit formula. What do I need for my explicit formula? I need the first term and I need d. All right, so I'm going to put it in this box right here. So A1 equals and D equals. All right, from a previous video, you know that, and I'm going to keep writing it. Slope is equal to D. So what is my slope? My slope is 1/3. So D is 1/3. What is my first term? Now, my first term is not my y-intercept. My first term is not my y-intercept because remember, my y-intercept happens when x equals 0. So I'm going to show you that again. So here's my function. I'm going to make that into a table. All right, so you can see this is my y-intercept where x is equal to 0, which makes sense. There's the 1/3. But my first term is this. So this is my first term. I just need to make that a fraction because it's real ugly. So again, what I do, I type that in. I hit fraction. Now be careful with this because this 7 just means it's rounded the last number. So just ignore the last number and keep repeating what's repeating. So keep going. It's going to go away and then it's going to come back. So 2/3. So my first term is 2/3. Okay, so again, remember my y-intercept is not my first term. My y-intercept is where x is equal to 0. All right, so now that I have that, going back to my formula, I have a sub n is equal to my first term, which is 2/3, plus my common difference, plus d, and it is positive, so I'm just going to leave it as positive 1/3. And then I have parentheses n minus 1. All right, so my final question is evaluate f of 15. So I come back to my table. I press enter, 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 enter until I get to 15. And I get 5.33. So again, you put that in the calculator, repeat it, see what it is. So 5.33, hit the fraction, keep going until it comes back again. So 16/3. So f of 15 is 16/3. All right, so you go ahead and complete this question. Let's practice.